If there's one thing we humans love more than anything, it's stories. Stories of triumph, tragedy, mystery, and adventure. We tell them, we read them, we watch them, and we share them because they allow us to experience things we've never experienced, to feel emotions we normally wouldn't be able to, and to see the world from different perspectives. In other words, stories allow us to expand our minds beyond our own little corner of the universe, and it's no wonder that we love them so much. But what if those stories came from an unexpected source? What if instead of reading or watching them, you could actually live them? Well, it sounds crazy, but that's exactly what some scientists are trying to do with the help of artificial intelligence. Now, before we continue, remember to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe for more updates. Also, please be aware that this video was made for educational purposes only. The story you're about to hear is entirely fictional. Any resemblance to actual events or people living or dead is purely coincidental. And please note that this video contains mild spoilers about the movie Inception. Okay, let's begin. Scientists were fascinated by the idea of creating lifelike simulations of past events, but it wasn't until recently that they had the technology to make it happen. Now, in case you're wondering how scientists can use AI to make fake memories, let me explain. First off, they need to get their hands on some data. And when I say data, I don't mean boring old numbers and figures. I mean something much more interesting, like personal information, credit card details, social media accounts, and even passwords. This information is usually collected without the knowledge of the person whose data it is. It's just a byproduct of living in a digital age where everything we do leaves a trace online. Once they have all this juicy information, scientists can use it to create an AI-powered simulation of a person's life up to that point. This simulation would include all the important moments that shaped who they are, from their childhood home to their first day at school to their first kiss. Every significant moment would be recreated down to the smallest detail, allowing the person to relive their life from a new perspective. Okay. Maybe this is starting to sound a bit familiar to you. Maybe you've heard of a similar concept before. Well, if you've seen the movie Inception, then you're on the right track. In the film, Leonardo DiCaprio plays Dom Cobb, a professional thief who specializes in extracting valuable secrets from people's subconscious while they're dreaming. However, he's offered a chance at redemption when he's given the opportunity to perform Inception, which means planting an idea into someone's mind instead of stealing one out. If successful, this could clear his name and allow him to return home to his children. But the mission is fraught with danger, and Cobb and his team must fight to protect the target's mind from the projections of his subconscious. While Inception is just a movie, it does touch upon some real-world concepts that are being explored by scientists today, such as dream manipulation and memory manipulation. But one concept from the film that has really captured the attention of AI researchers is the shared dream. In the film, Cobb and his team use a special device to enter a shared dream space with their target, allowing them to interact with each other directly and plant ideas in each other's minds. This concept has led to a lot of discussion among AI researchers who are wondering if it's possible to create a shared consciousness between machines. Now, before we get into that, let's talk about why anyone would want to do something like this in the first place. Well, there are a lot of reasons. For example, imagine if you could relive your best memories over and over again. Wouldn't that be amazing? Or what if you could share your memories with others in a way that felt real and immersive? That could create some really special bonds between people. There's also the potential for therapeutic applications. By recreating memories in a safe environment, it may be possible to help people cope with trauma or addiction. It could even be possible to create entire worlds based on our memories, filled with all the people and places that we love. Basically, the possibilities are endless. So it's no surprise that scientists are so excited about this technology, but it's not all smooth sailing. There are a lot of ethical concerns surrounding this technology, and for good reason. For example, what happens if someone's memories are manipulated without their consent? How do we ensure that these fake memories are indistinguishable from real ones? And what happens if someone becomes addicted to living in their fake memories and stops living in reality? These are all valid concerns that need to be addressed before this technology can be used widely. Still, scientists are pressing on with their research, and it won't be long before we find out whether or not it's possible to create a shared dream space between machines. So, here's what they've come up with so far. Scientists have proposed a few different ways to create a shared dream space between machines. One of the most popular methods involves using brain-computer interfaces, or BCIs, to connect multiple brains together. BCIs are already being developed and tested on humans, and they allow people to control computers with their thoughts instead of using a keyboard or mouse. Imagine if you could simply think about typing and the words would appear on the screen. That's what BCIs can do. They basically decode the signals in your brain and translate them into actions on a computer. Scientists think that by connecting multiple brains together via BCI, it would be possible to create a shared dream space where everyone could interact with each other's thoughts and memories. Another approach involves using virtual reality technology to immerse people in a shared dreamscape. This would involve wearing headsets that track your eye movements, brain activity, and other bodily functions so you can interact with a computer-generated environment built from your memories. This environment would be shared with other people, meaning that you could experience their memories and they could experience yours. It would be like stepping into a time machine and traveling back to any moment in your life. You could relive your first day at school or your first kiss as if it were happening right now. And the best part is that these memories would be fully interactive. You could make different choices and see how they change the outcome. You could also share these memories with others, allowing them to experience your life through your eyes. But wait, there's more. Scientists are also exploring ways to implant fake memories into people's brains using focused ultrasound. This technique would involve beaming sound waves at specific parts of the brain to create the illusion of a memory. It's still in the experimental stages, but scientists have successfully implanted fake memories in rats. They did this by stimulating the rats' brains with ultrasound while they were performing tasks. The rats then developed false memories of completing those tasks, even though they had never done them before. Now, obviously, we don't want to mess around with people's brains, but this technology could have huge implications for treating mental disorders. For example, PTSD could potentially be treated by replacing negative memories with positive ones. Imagine a world where people suffering from mental disorders could be cured with just a few ultrasound treatments. It might sound like science fiction, but it could become a reality in the near future. Of course, there are many ethical issues surrounding this technology, and it's likely to be controversial for years to come. But one thing is for sure, scientists are on the verge of creating fake memories. It's up to us to decide whether or not we want to use this technology and how we should use it. I hope you enjoyed this video and learned something new. Don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more updates. Thanks for watching and see you next time.